What if one crash, done on a rain-soaked Michigan track, didn't just wreck two cars, but potentially ended a championship dream? A Cinderella story, a scrappy underdog team, and a YouTuber right in the middle of it all. This is the kind of racing drama that doesn't happen anywhere else but ARCA. And hey, real quick, if you're a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We're pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. Michigan International Speedway, ARCA, let's get. Flat 49 of a scheduled 100. And things are about to get messy. You've got Ryan Vargas second in the ARCA championship standings, diving underneath the car driven by none other than Cleetus McFarland. Yeah, that Cleetus McFarland, the YouTuber whose real name is Garrett Mitchell, out there learning the ropes in real time, against real competition. At first, nobody saw it coming. Vargas makes the move underneath Cleetus. Cleetus holds his line, tight, maybe a little too tight. Vargas loses the nose of his car. The tires break traction. And suddenly both cars start washing up the racetrack. But here's the thing. They weren't alone. Right in their path was Jankowiak. Then Jason Kitzmiller gets collected too, 4 cars, gone in an instant. And they were all battling for 9th place. 9th. What happened next surprised everyone. In real time, Cleetus' spotter, veteran Kevin Hamlin, had already been on the radio telling him he needed to hold the cars below him tighter. But after the crash, even Hamlin admitted the hard truth. Nobody was giving anybody room out there. And that's where the story gets interesting. Cleetus didn't come out swinging. He didn't point fingers. He was actually pretty honest about the whole thing. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he hadn't reviewed the footage yet. Giving up a spot isn't really something that happens in racing, and he's still learning. For someone brand new to this level of competition, that's a pretty mature response. And then something unexpected happened. Ryan Vargas wasn't angry. He didn't go hunting for an argument. After the race, he went looking for Cleetus in the garage, simply to talk. No confrontation, no drama, just a conversation. Vargas wanted to ask for a little more room the next time somebody has a position underneath him. He described it as tight 3-wide racing that got snug on the bottom. He said he washed up the racetrack and ran out of room. But he also admitted something important. He acknowledged that he slid up. So in his own words, some of the responsibility falls on him too. That level of honesty isn't something you always hear after a crash. However, there was one problem. The incident itself wasn't the only frustration Vargas had that day. According to him, the racing was disappointing all around. He said he was even getting his doors squeezed by lapped cars. It was rough everywhere you looked. But here's why this crash really hurts. Ryan Vargas isn't racing for a big-budget powerhouse. He's driving for Maples Motorsports, a small, tight-knit team trying to compete against the well-funded Nitro Motorsports entries of Jake Bollman and Annunziatta. Vargas said they have maybe 5 or 6 people working at the shop, and not all of them are even crew members. Think about that for a second. A tiny operation, limited resources, going toe-to-toe with some of the biggest teams in the series, and yet they've been a thorn in everyone's side all season long. Coming into Michigan, Vargas was only 23 points behind in the championship battle. After the crash, he's now 28 points back. And even Vargas admitted it felt gutty, like it might effectively end his title hopes, but he's not giving up. Not even close. He said the team is still in the fight. And what they've accomplished with a fraction of the budget is something he's genuinely proud of. And the collateral damage didn't stop there. Jankowiak got caught in the middle of it too. Remember, this is the same driver who won at Talladega back in April. He entered Michigan 4th in points, just 40 behind. According to Jankowiak, he never really saw the crash developing from where he was. They tried to give everyone room. He even managed to save the car once coming off turn 2. But the second time, there was nothing he could do. Just like that, championship implications hit both sides of the wreck. Meanwhile, while Vargas and Jankowiak are dealing with all of this, Jake Bollman is having a very different day. The championship leader goes out and finishes second. He extends his advantage in the standings. And when he was asked about it afterward, he stayed calm. Bollman said he's not focused on the points. He's focused on finishes, keeping himself out of trouble, and continuing to chase victories. He even said Michigan felt like it was going to be their day, right up until that final restart. Then everything changed. The rain arrived, the race was called at the halfway point, half points were awarded, and just like that, it was over. One crash, one rain delay, and multiple championship storylines flipped upside down. Man, this sport never slows down, does it? Whether you've been following ARCA for years or you just found out Cleetus McFarland is actually racing in the series. This is exactly the kind of raw, unscripted drama that makes motorsports so addicting. And now I've got a question for you. Should veteran ARCA drivers be more patient with newcomers like Cleetus McFarland on the racetrack? Or is it completely up to the newcomer to earn every inch of space, no matter what? Drop your take in the comments below. I want to read every single one. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR News. We cover the stories that matter, from Cup to ARCA, with real talk from real fans. We'll see you in the next one.